Police ask these harmless questions that can destroy you instantly, lawyer explains. Jason thought he was having a normal night. No crime. No arguments. No drama. Just a drive home. Then red and blue lights filled his rearview mirror. The officer walked up calmly. No tension. No urgency. And then came a question that sounded harmless. Friendly, even. Jason answered without hesitation. 10 minutes later, his car was searched. His words were being written down. And his night was over. What changed? Not evidence. Not behavior. Not force. Just one sentence. Most people don't realize this, but traffic stops don't turn serious because of what officers do. They turn serious because of what drivers say. In this video, I'll show you the exact questions police use to quietly shift control during a stop, and why answering the wrong way can legally trap you in seconds. Trap number 1. You don't have anything to hide, right? This question is one of the most dangerous sentences you'll ever hear from a police officer. It sounds reassuring. It feels casual. It sounds like the stop is almost over. But legally, this question does something critical. It moves the burden from the state to you. The law never requires you to prove innocence. The burden is always on the government. But the moment this question is asked, something psychological happens. People start explaining, justifying, talking. And once you start talking, your words become evidence. Not because you did something wrong, but because speech creates material. From a legal perspective, this question has zero value by itself. But its real purpose is what comes next. After you signal cooperation, the follow-up almost always appears. If there's nothing to hide, you won't mind if I take a quick look. Now the trap is set. Refusing suddenly feels suspicious. Agreeing feels like the easiest way out. And courts allow this. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that police are not required to tell you that you can refuse consent. Once you say yes, the search becomes legal, even if the stop never justified it in the first place. That's the shock. Nothing illegal is required. No pressure is required. Just silence from the officer, and words from you. Trap number 2. Where are you coming from? This question sounds like conversation. It feels polite, almost human. But legally, it's an intelligence-gathering tool. The moment you answer, you create a timeline. And timelines create exposure. Think about what people naturally add. Time, location, activity, other people. Reasons none of that is required. But once spoken, it becomes fair game. Mention a bar. Now alcohol exists. Mention a long drive. Now fatigue matters. Mention a friend. Now officers wonder who that friend is. The original traffic violation fades away. Now the stop becomes exploratory. Courts have repeatedly recognized that traffic stops feel informal while being legally coercive. You may feel free to talk, but legally, your freedom is already restricted. Silence doesn't escalate a stop. Talking does. Experienced officers know that people talk to reduce tension. Ironically, that instinct often keeps them roadside longer. The more you explain, the more angles exist. The less you explain, the faster the stop usually ends. Trap number 3. Mind if I take a quick look inside? This is one of the most dangerous moments in any traffic stop. Because this question doesn't ask for evidence. It asks for permission. Search authority comes from only 3 places. A warrant, probable cause, consent when the first 2 don't exist. Officers rely on the third. Once consent is given, the search becomes lawful, instantly. And here's what most people don't understand. Consent is interpreted broadly. If you agree to a vehicle search, officers can examine compartments, containers, bags, personal items. Courts don't care what you thought you agreed to. They care what a reasonable officer believed the consent allowed. Even gestures matter. Stepping aside, nodding, silence. All of these have been interpreted as consent in court. Once the search begins, control is gone. Even if nothing illegal exists, misunderstandings can appear. And once that door opens, closing it is nearly impossible. Declining consent is not resistance. It is a legal boundary. No explanation is required. No justification helps. Calm refusal preserves rights without escalating the stop. Trap number 4. How much have you had to drink? This question marks a procedural turning point. The moment it's asked, the stop may no longer be routine. Any admission, even one drink hours ago, allows the officer to extend the stop. That extension brings more questions, more observations, more tests, but denying alcohol doesn't protect you either. If the officer later claims to observe signs of impairment, your denial can be framed as inconsistency. This is a no-win corridor. Legally, you are not required to answer this question. Voluntary statements become evidence. Silence does not. Cooperation means complying with lawful orders, not providing self-incriminating information. Officers are trained to observe impairment without your help. Talking only accelerates the process. Words create justification where none existed. Trap number 5. Do you know why I pulled you over? This is one of the most strategic questions in policing, because it flips the structure of the stop. The officer is legally required to articulate the reason for the stop. But this question invites you to do it first. Most people guess. Speed, lane position, a light they forgot to check. Each guess becomes a voluntary statement, even if incorrect. Once spoken, it can be explored, expanded, and recorded. You may accidentally admit awareness of conduct that suggests negligence or intent, and none of that helps you. This question also tests consistency. Officers compare your guess with later statements and observations. Stress affects memory, but the roadside doesn't account for stress. Words live forever. A controlled response keeps the process structured. Let the officer state the reason, then address that reason and nothing else. Traffic stops don't escalate because drivers are guilty. They escalate because drivers talk. Every question you heard today is designed to sound harmless, polite, casual, routine. But each one invites you to give up control with words the law never required. Knowing this doesn't make you difficult. It makes you informed. If this video changed how you see traffic stops, share it with someone who drives regularly. These situations happen every day. Preparation keeps a routine stop from becoming a legal nightmare. Subscribe for more clear, practical legal insights, and stay informed.